Hello everyone, this is Grade 3, Module 5, Lesson 10 homework. The directions for the first question say, each fraction strip is one whole. All the fraction strips are equal in length. Color one fractional unit in each strip, then answer the questions below. So the first thing I have to do is I got to color in, for the 1/2, I have to color in one of these whole boxes. And I know that that's going to get a little interesting, so I'm going to say my magic words, and I'm going to get those all filled in for me. So, alakazam. And you'll see all my coloring is finished for me. That's not going to work for you, so you're going to have to go ahead and color in each of those unit fractions. So down below now I can circle less than or greater than to create my sentence, and then I will say the sentence to you. You might have to whisper it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to say it out loud for you. So I'm looking at 1/2 and 1/3. And when I look at these two, I see that 1/2 is larger than 1/3. So I know that 1/2 is going to be greater than 1/3. So my statement for that is 1/2 is greater than 1/3. So I'll jump over to D, and we have 1/4 and 1/9. So I have to look at my fourths and my ninths, and luckily they're right here. Here's fourths, here's ninths, and when I look at those, I see that my 1/4 unit is much larger than the 1/9. So when I make my statement, 1/4 is less than or greater than. It's greater than because it's a larger piece of the one whole than the 1/9. So my statement will be 1/4 is greater than 1/9. We'll take a look at the last one that I'll go through with you, and that's going to be F. So I have 1/5 and I have 1/4. So if I look up above, 1/5 is right here, and again my 1/4 is right here, and I can see that 1/4 is greater than 1/5, or is a bigger piece, which means 1/5 is going to be smaller than or less than. So when I make this statement, 1/5 is less than 1/4, meaning it is a smaller piece of one whole than 1/4 is. And I think what we're starting to notice here is when we talk about unit fractions, the denominator is going to tell us everything about the size. So the larger the denominator, like 9, the larger the denominator, the more pieces there are in this whole, which means they're going to be smaller. So if we have a denominator of 2, like we do up here, the pieces are going to be very big. But when we have 9 or 5, the pieces are going to get smaller. So the higher the denominator, or the higher the unit, the smaller the pieces. So we want to keep that in mind when we go to slide 2. So here's page 2, and we'll read through this number 3. After his football game, Malik drank a half a liter of water and a third of a liter of juice. Did Malik drink more water or juice? Draw and estimate to partition. Explain your answer. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to draw 2 equal tapes, because we're talking about parts of a whole liter. My first one is half, so that's 1/2, and that's the water. And then my other one is going to be thirds. And you drink a third liter of juice. So right now I know that Malik drank more water than juice. And I know that because the partition, or the piece of the whole amount, is larger for 1/2, because when I break a whole into 2 pieces, they're going to be larger. Each piece will be larger than if I break a hole into 3 pieces. So the more pieces I break my whole amount into, the smaller they get. So my answer for this, I drew my diagram. When you explain your answer, you're going to talk about the size of the whole amount that Malik ended up drinking. So down below, we'll do a few of these ones. And again, when we talk about like a 1/4, it means 1/4. 1/8 is 1/8. It's a terrible 8. And we're talking about the size of the piece. So the more pieces that you break the hole into, and I'll do a diagram just for this one to help out. If I break 1 into 4ths, and I break 1 into 8ths, you're going to see that the 4ths are bigger than the 8ths. Because the 8ths, there's more pieces to break that hole into, so they got to be smaller. So 1/4 is greater than 1/8. So we're looking at this when we're talking about unit fractions. You look at the unit: 7ths and 5ths. 5ths is a smaller number, which means there'll be less pieces. 7ths is a larger number, meaning there'll be more pieces. So they're both starting with the same whole amount, but the more pieces you break it into, the smaller the piece is. So that's what you'll be doing for the rest of this, and good luck on your homework, and thanks for watching.